Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
As technology advances, solar energy is becoming more and more efficient. How long will it be before solar becomes our major source of energy?
Yeah, it's going to happen very quickly in Australia. So I've just come from South Australia, but it's expected by 2024 they'll be generating more energy from solar than the grid's going to be able to use. So that's going to be some type of turning point.
The Bright Future of Solar Energy interview with Professor Martin Green, Part 2 of 3. Watch on to find out more. Greetings, eco-friendly viewers. Today we are honored to have Mr. Pater Ananta present our 3-part program, The Bright Future of Solar Energy, interview with Professor Martin Green. Mr. Ananta is a solar energy consultant and supplier for both private and commercial buildings, including factories and airports. He also conducts research on solar energy system applications for farming and gardening purposes. Let's now welcome Mr. Pater Ananta.
Salam, pemirsa yang baik hati. Dr. Martin Green adalah Profesor Scientia di Universitas New South Wales di Sydney, Australia, dan direktur pusat fotovoltaik tingkat lanjut Australia. Dikenal secara internasional karena keahliannya dalam energi surya, Profesor Green dikenal sebagai Bapak Fotovoltaik. Di acara hari ini, Dr. Green akan berbagi beberapa kemajuan baru yang menarik dalam energi surya. Kami bertanya kepadanya seberapa cepat kita bisa menghasilkan sebagian besar energi kita dari matahari.
Yeah, it's going to happen very quickly in Australia. So I've just come from South Australia, but it's expected by 2024 they'll be generating more energy from solar than the grid's going to be able to use. So that's going to be some type of turning point. The solar generates the most electricity during the middle of the day. So traditionally electricity's been very cheap in the middle of the night because no one wants to use it then. And we've done things like install off-peak hot water heaters and all this kind of stuff to try and provide a load for the generators at night because it's expensive to turn off a coal generator and then restart it. But what we're going to have to do is shift a lot of those nighttime loads to the middle of the day because electricity is going to become very cheap in the middle of the day. So by 2024 in South Australia, electricity is going to be just about free in the middle of the day because you've got to find something to do with it. Otherwise it becomes a problem. So they'll be willing to sell it very cheaply to anyone that can take it off the grid and find something useful to do for it. So there's going to be these massive opportunities for new industries, I think, because a lot of things that were too expensive to do with electricity in the past will become viable because the electricity is essentially going to be free over certain hours of the day. So exciting opportunities.
Oh, it's amazing, especially here in Australia with that we have. Are there any other new solar energy technologies that you're working on that you could share with us?
Yeah, so we have quite a large program. Actually, we're probably the largest university-based group worldwide at the University of New South Wales here, largely because we started an undergraduate engineering program in 2000. So we have about 600 students enrolled with our program, whereas at other universities there might be a couple of PhD students and a couple of academics interested in the area. But here we have a whole school of photovoltaic engineering. So we're probably the biggest group in the world, and we have 100 PhD students doing research in different areas. But I think the two projects we're doing now are the most important. One is getting the PERC in production up to the same type of efficiencies we got in the laboratory. So in production now, the manufacturers are doing somewhere between 22 and 23% efficiency for their large area cells, whereas we got up to 25% in the laboratory. So we had to use the best materials and everything to do that. But one of the teams here is working on starting with poor quality silicon and then improving the quality by injecting hydrogen into it. Any poor quality regions in the material, the hydrogen sort of seeks out and neutralizes those poor regions. So that's a way of taking very cheap silicon and bumping its quality up to the type of quality that we had available in the laboratory when we got to our 25. So that's one very important early area which I call perfecting the perk. Just getting the perk to 25% efficiency in production. And then the other is this idea of stacking cells on top of one another. So that's that's the other area that we're really interested in, because there is a challenge in finding the right material that is as cheap and non-toxic and abundant as silicon, and as stable, I guess, is the other one, and as efficient. So you've got about 4 criteria you need to meet. So some materials meet 2 or 3 of them, but not the whole lot. So there's still a challenge to identify what material. So we're doing a lot of what are called ab initio, from scratch simulations of properties of different semiconductors that haven't ever been synthesized before, just to see if ones that look like they're going to have all those properties also have the required electronic properties you need to make a good solar cell. So that's another important part of our work.
Kami sekarang akan pergi berjalan kaki sejenak untuk menikmati kehangatan dan kebahagiaan yang dibawa sinar matahari untuk kita. Kami akan segera kembali.
Welcome back to the Bright Future of Solar Energy interview with Professor Martin Green, part 2 of 3, hosted by Mr. Pater Ananta.
Di bagian selanjutnya dari wawancara kami dengan ahli fotovoltaik Profesor Martin Green, dia akan beritahu kita lebih banyak tentang penelitian baru yang menarik mengenai energi surya.
And then other work, like when you install the module in the field, if it's only converting 20% of the sunlight into electricity, a lot of the other energy is absorbed in the module and gets converted to heat. So the modules heat up about 20 or 30 degrees above ambient when you put them in the sun. That's not unusual. Like your car will heat up 20 or 30 degrees if you put it in the sun as well, and you realize when you hop back into it. But what we're trying to do is reduce that temperature rise, because it might sound a bit weird, but the colder it is, the better the cells work. So it's not like some of the other forms of solar energy where you need to really have high intensities and high temperatures to get good efficiency. These cells like low temperatures. So we're trying to find ways of keeping the module temperature lower, and that will not only increase the power output of the cells, but the degradation of the packaging and things that occurs that, limits present warranties to 25 or 30 years. That will also slow that. So if you can lower the temperature by 10 degrees, you can halve the rate of any of those degradation processes. So that'll push us along towards the 50-year life that I think ultimately is available. Yeah. So that's another project we're interested in. And another one is solar paint. So Elon Musk has played a major role in getting electric vehicles onto the public agenda and making it an attractive option for the general public. And that's because his cars just look so great and work so well and everything. So we figure, you can just sort of plonk solar panels onto your car, but if we could do it as a paint on the car so that it just looked the same as a conventional car, it would be far more acceptable to the general public. But for an electric car, that might mean if you don't have to travel too far each day. So the average commuter in Australia does about 25 kilometres per day. So if you had your paint work on your car, an active solar cell, you'd be able to travel those 25 kilometres without having to plug in or anything like that. So it would make it far more acceptable to many people, not having to worry about plugging in their car every night or second night or whatever. So, I'm quite excited about the prospects for doing that, and the adoption of that as an option, which will, help reduce our carbon emissions, even more rapidly if you're able to do that, because it'll mean that the electricity that you're using to charge your electric vehicles is coming, directly from the sun. So, if you're just using solar cells to pour the electricity in the grid, and then use it for solar cars, it's a little bit different than from having this dedicated source. You're somehow extending the range of application of solar.
Wow, terima kasih Profesor Green atas karya inspirasional Anda dan berbagi cerita yang menarik tentang masa depan energi surya. Untuk informasi lebih lanjut tentang Profesor Martin Green, silahkan kunjungi engineering.unsw.edu.au/energy-engineering- staff garing Martin strip Green. Pemirsa yang bijak, terima kasih atas kehadiran Anda hari ini untuk bagian kedua dari 3 seri Masa Depan yang Cerah dari Energi Surya, wawancara dengan Profesor Martin Green. Silakan bergabung dengan kami lagi Rabu yang akan datang untuk episode terakhir.
Selanjutnya adalah Sutra Surangama, 4 instruksi yang jelas dan tidak dapat diubah tentang kemurnian. Jangan mencuri dan berbohong, bagian 3 dari 7, di antara guru dan murid, tepat setelah berita patut disimak.
Semoga kita semua segera menikmati dunia vegan yang damai. Wise viewers, thank you for your presence today for part 2 of our 3-part series, The Bright Future of Solar Energy, interview with Professor Martin Green. Please join us again next Wednesday for the concluding episode.
Coming up next is the Surangama Sutra, the vow clear and unalterable instructions on purity, refrain from stealing and lying, part 3 of 7 on between master and disciples, right after noteworthy news.
May we also enjoy a peaceful vegan world.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/GAT.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/GAT.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/GAT.
Nossos programas oferecem vários idiomas. Acesse suprememastertv.com/schedule e suprememastertv.com/GAT.
हमारे कार्यक्रम पेश किए जाते हैं कई भाषाओं में। कृपया देखें suprememastertv.com/schedule और suprememastertv.com/GAT。
我们的节目提供多种语言，请看 suprememastertv.com/schedule 和 suprememastertv.com/GAT。
Rancangan kami menawar kampanye bahasa. Sila kunjungi suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-schedule dan suprememastertv.com/kehadapan-GAT.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule و suprememastertv.com/GAT.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule и suprememastertv.com/GAT.
మా కార్యక్రమాలు అందజేస్తున్నాయి అనేక భాషలలో. దయచేసి చూడండి suprememastertv.com/schedule మరియు suprememastertv.com/GAT.